Hello, my name is Dr. Gretchen Teague, and I'm the director at Central High School in Springfield, Missouri. The theater was built in the 1930s as a part of the federal grant. What was the largest theater in Springfield until Juanita K was built. We have about 1,200 seats, and the theater was used as a professional roadhouse. Lots of professional performers, singers, musicians have played on our stage. It was also the home of Springfield Little Theater until they purchased the Landers Theater downtown. So lots of community theater as well as high school theater going all the way back to the 30s. Some of the advantages of our facility is just the space of it. It's got a great proscenium stage and an orchestra pit, but it's also flexible enough that we can put an audience on stage if we need to, so we can have lots of different opportunities. Another benefit is it is really cool for the students to explore some old school lighting. We have footlights that still work that are from the original installation. We have fly system that we use that is not electronic, so they get to learn how to lift flies and load the weights and all of that. I think just the space itself is a wonderful thing to be a part of. So where an advantage is that we get to have the sort of old school technology, it's also a disadvantage because our facility was built in the 1930s. It's not equipped with new technology. So when we add things like moving lighting fixtures or LED lights, it causes some complications. We have to run cables all the way up to the light booth. The sound in the space was not built for microphones. Any sort of amplification has its problems. When I think about the differences between IB theater and what maybe a more traditional high school theater program might look like, I really think that our focus on international theater practices is what makes us special. Our building, Central High School, is a very diverse population. That's also an advantage because we get to explore the traditions from cultures that might mirror the diversity of our building as well. IB Theater also focuses quite a bit on creating original work. So we look at professional companies that create original work, spend a lot of time looking at their processes and theories, like Frantic Assembly, who is responsible for Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. Lots of companies that really do physical theater to create original work. So our approach in class is a lot different from just picking a script and then working through the analysis. It's more about taking a starting point and then figuring out how to create a performance from that. And sometimes the starting point is a text. We might take the text of a script that already exists and then develop it out in a more conceptual way. So the IB theater program really is just about challenging students to become theater makers, creators of theater, as opposed to just consumers of theater. This year, we did 2 musicals. We did Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat in the fall, and then we did Lucky Stiff in the spring. This was really due to the fact that we had closed our doors for 2 years with the pandemic. The students were anxious to get musicals back on our stage. So Lucky Stiff turned out to be the first show that we did without any sort of masking, and that was this spring, and it was super exciting for us. Next year, we're looking at doing a big musical in the fall, and it's going to be super exciting. And then in the spring, we will do Peter and the Starcatcher. It'll be in a different style. It won't be proscenium style. We'll invite our audience to be a little bit closer to the performance. And then I'm looking at really doing some fun things with one act in Readers Theater next year, challenging our students in a lot of ways with those.